Howdy folks, Tex Grebner here with Tex Grebner Outdoors. It's really fucking cold outside and it's really early in the morning. And to be honest, I don't want to go fucking hunting. But when I woke up this morning, I thought to myself, you know what? I'm Tex fucking Grebner, so guess what? We're heading to the woods and we're going fucking deer hunting. Sitting in the frozen darkness, waiting on the dawn, I had heard a buck grunting as he moved from his bed alongside the creek just past my stand. I experienced technical difficulties in my excitement as my breath, after sitting for hours in the frozen night, had frosted the buttons of my tree camera solid. However, after placing it inside my coveralls and warming it with my body heat, it was back in commission. Several times I had grunted to the buck, trying to challenge him, in hopes that he would come back. Sitting, watching, waiting, listening. Every day of hunting is exactly the same, but every day of hunting is just a little bit different. The more you are in the woods, the more you will understand that. The creek was frozen, and occasionally I would see squirrels scamper across the hard surface, slipping and sliding. I watched the underbrush for the buck. As I say, every day of hunting is just a little bit different, and I actually watched geese traveling north in the winter, at least by my compass. The woods were beautiful and desolate, and to be honest, I wished for snow, because at least when the woods are covered in snow, they are pretty enough to justify how absolutely fucking cold they are. This spot was absolutely perfect. Water, food, a bedding area, a rub line. Earlier in the week, when I had scouted this spot for a stand, I had smelled tarsal of the dominant buck of the area, as strong as if you'd been sprayed in the face with a can of deer piss. Sitting, watching, waiting, listening, freezing, I peeled my eyes against the coming sun as it rose higher and higher. Every sound would jar my nerves. You who have sat in a tree stand know how horrible it is when you desire to see a buck or even a doe passing along your trail. But when you hear the rustle, you then discover you're looking about 3 feet too high, and you see that it is only a squirrel yet again. I had hoped that the buck would have stayed in this timber, but apparently he had moved on. But I remained in my tree stand with diligent dedication, zipping up my coveralls to my chin. Hearing the trains along the tracks in the far-off distance, watching the birds swoop down onto the ice and peck for their water, all part of the hunting experience. Watching the sun rise higher and higher, trying to keep my cameras from freezing, quiet desperation in my soul. But I am a hunter, and this is what I live for. Because this buck in this area did not get to be that big by letting himself be shot at. He had not survived this long to give up easily. Sitting in the tree, watching the underbrush, I waited But as the sun rose to its zenith and the crows laughed at me in the sky, I realized that I would have to leave the woods. But soon enough I would return in search of my quarry, the wily whitetail.
Well, guys, thanks for coming out. Sun's high in the sky and I got other shit to do. But I appreciate you watching. Thanks for coming out hunting with me. As always, God bless all my sportsmen of America. Join the NRA to protect our rights. Please check out my friends over at legallyconcealed.org. Thank you very much to those of you involved in law enforcement and those of you served in the military. Thanks for watching Texas Grebner Outdoors.